the skill and the passion and the intellect of all participants, and I can't wait to know the results, and I bet you can't either. We now invite Daniela Noriega, convener, to give us a few final words.
I have the very heavy burden to be the only thing between you and your award. So I will try to be very, very brief, fail, but I do have a lot of people to thank. And the first thanks goes to the owner of the following conversation. Almost 4 years ago, I was trying to fix dates for a Spanish World's bid. And I was warned from overlapping our dates with Belgrade Worlds. And I said, oh, what's that? And my friend didn't miss a beat when they said, don't worry about it, it's never happening in Panama. So Simon, I just hope you know I'm never gonna let you leave that one down. And that I do believe it was meant to be even back then. When we ran this bid, in one of the most extreme weeks I think me and my team have ever had, doors opened left and right to make the impossible task of wrestling the logistics of a world championship into a 50 artsy pages in less than a week. These past few days have felt a little like the contrary, like the team has been tested at every turn. It's been an exercise in resilience, compassion, patience, rooted in tenacity and a lot of love for this team, this circuit, and debate as a whole. This Worlds was not perfect, but I hope it was worth it for each and every one of you. I must also extend a heartfelt thank you to Colegio La Salle for opening their doors, to Promtur for helping us connect with allies and vendors, to La Prensa for the quality of our recording, to Hotel El Panama, Hotel Ramada, Pedidos Ya. Once again, thank you so much for giving our participants such a warm welcome. To Luispi and the entire team at La Rosalia for granting us an additional night of joy and celebration. To our tap team, Gisa, who I've known for almost a decade and seen grown up into an absolutely fantastic leader. To Pita, who I want to keep in my life forever. Your kindness, dedication, and forwardness to solve these problems with respect and collaboration were key for the continuity of our event. We are incredibly grateful for your judgment in bringing Simran, Lucien, Nora, Etienne, and Valeria into our team. Thank you so much to all of our TAP team for their hard work and dedication. To our adjudication call, Juanita, who was introduced to me many, many years ago as the next Spanish world champion, and then immediately became the Spanish world champion. I don't know if I've said this out loud, pero a veces fue tu confianza en nosotros y en mi equipo lo único que nos empujó durante los momentos más difíciles de hacer este torneo. Porque creo que cuando nuestra fe falló, la tuya tuvo tremendo temple. Y nunca vamos a terminar de darte las gracias. To your team, Erasmus, Pranav, Shudipto, Marta, Kat, and Jane, thank you for all our Friday early meetings, the feedback, and the endless hours of hard work poured into making this tournament as academically sound and enjoyable as it could be. To you as well, thank you for being here. And I also must thank you, a member of our team that did not accompany us all the way to the end. Despite her absence, it would be remiss of me not to recognize the titanic work and support we received from Hadar Goldberg for the majority of the road towards today. As regrettable as the circumstances surrounding Hadar's departure from our team were, I believe her genuine passion, attention to detail, and effort to make Panama Worlds a success do deserve recognition. Finally, to my host team, an eclectic mixture of those revived from the grave of retirement, active senior members, and a whole new generation cohort that will carry this Panamanian circuit forever. I love you so, so much. I know I've demanded much of your time, your talent, your Sundays, your patience, and your resilience. I thought the pressure and stress would drive any, if not all of you, to quit at one point. It is your willingness to overcome every barrier and try again and again until we got it right that carried me through some of our most harrowing hurdles, even when I felt like there was little we could do to repair some of our mistakes. Thank you for your eagerness, helpfulness, patience, advice, and warmth. I'll say it again, and I'll say it always, this dream is nothing without you. To Alejandro and his deputy Pepe, that designed everything from our bid to our post to our badges. To Frida, who answered hundreds and hundreds of messages to support our participants. To Andrea and her entire HR team, Luis, Vicente, Angel. I'm missing one. Diego, yes, thank you. I wrote Luis twice for some reason. To Nicole and Paola, to Dom and his logistic team of Will, Venus, and Nata, to Monroe and his conference of Dana and Ian, to Adri and her operations team of Ayla and Jorge, to Juli and his tech team, Natalia and Isa, to Jan and Ivo for our wonderful parties, to Samu and his emergency backup team of Ale, Jaciel, Jire, Juan Pablo, Christine, Orlando, Ariel, Julian, Isaac, and Johan, to our academic liaison, Fernando, and our executive assistant, Theo. And I know it's tedious sometimes to listen to me list a bunch of names, but these are people that work as, if not harder than I did, and yet I'm the only one who gets to talk to you today. To our advisors, Nat, Emma, Diana, Maria Laura, Carla, and Lore, who've lent us their expertise and guidance, some since months out of camp, and other less than 2 weeks ago. To Aspade's own Daniache and Abdiel, for linking our team with all of our NGOs, resources, and allies. To Alan and World Debate Consulting. To Caro, who broke her retirement to accompany me. You've been an incredible managing director, but I am so much luckier to call you my friend. To Leo, who tackled our visa issues from its lowest point unwaveringly, and Sophie, who was a little bit of everything everywhere when we needed me. I could have never done this without you. I know I kind of dragged you into this from WSDC, and now you get to do this all over again. So thank you for that. And to our volunteers, you have been the backbone of this event. From the early mornings to the late nights, your dedication, energy, and welcomeness have made everything possible. As we close this chapter, I hope that Panama Worlds 2025 leaves a lasting mark on each one of you. I hope it reminds you the power of words, the importance of listening, and the beauty of connecting across borders and ideas. While the debates have ended, the friendships, memories, and lessons will endure for a lifetime. Thank you for trusting us to host this event. On behalf of the entire Orcom, I wish you safe travels and all the best in your future endeavors. Until we meet again, whether it is at WSCC or another gathering of our debate community that hopefully I will not be running, thank you, enhorabuena, and hasta pronto.
And I think it's only fair to say thank you, Dani, for all the work you've put on, for all the times you've made us keep going, keep dreaming, and keep believing that we can make this. We're here, and it is indeed now time for awards. So can we have a round of applause for that? To my left, you will see 6 beautifully hand-painted trophies. They are the trophies that were painted by Panamanian graphic artists. You will also see a lot of molas, which are, as used in our logos, a traditional Panamanian textile work created by the indigenous peoples of Cunayala. They will be the awards for our speakers. With that, I would like to call up our esteemed academic team to present the awards. Please welcome them with a big round of applause.
Okay, I know we all hate thank you speeches, but I do think I deserve one. So, first of all, I do want to acknowledge the people who have made this possible. Danny and Caro and everyone in the Orcom has made a tremendous effort to make this happen. And I think they need a big round of applause from everyone. Then to our wonderful TAP team that does things that I would never understand and never will fathom to try to achieve, to Pita, to Gisa, Nora, Etienne, Simran, Lucien, and Valeria. Let's give a round of applause as well. To our equity team, who are lifesavers, and I cannot express enough gratitude for their work, their effort, and their emotional bandwidth. Let's give a round of applause to Ilia, Selorme, Omar, Natalia, and Aliyah. To our language team, Diego, Roshdun, Marta, and Toby, let's all say thank you to them for all of their work. To our equity appeals, Jalila, Anna, and Kiana, hopefully there's no much work to do, but we're grateful that you're here to do it if needed. To our language appeals team, Claudia and Yongwoo, thank you very much for all your hard work. To Milos, Macharia, and Wesi for a wonderful public speaking competition. And to Claudia and Rob for making us laugh and debate about carbs. And lastly, to Matt, Geneva, XK, and Yago for training and for helping us make this a learning opportunity for all. And then, again, a shout out for Rob, because Rob helped us out chairing council when it was not his job, and he came through. It is an enormous task, and I recognize that this is not an easy job, and I am so grateful for his support. To all our advisors on the BID and the broader community who ensured that we delivered a quality WDC and kept doing better, we thank you for your feedback. We thank you for your critique. Whatever we can do to make better, we're always happy to listen and to do better in whichever way we can. And lastly, I want to especially thank 4 people who have been key for me in all this journey. To Sharmila, to Enting, and to Milos. You have believed in me from the start, for advising me and holding me together, for being the best example possible, and for always rooting for me. I am eternally grateful. And to someone who is very important and who I have missed all day, to Hadar, who decided to embark on this adventure with me back in February of 2023, who made me believe that I could take on this task, and who has worked so hard for this community and has given so much. Despite you not being here today, I carry our goals and your values with me, and I hope I have done them justice. And to close, Jane asked me this afternoon if I regretted taking on the task of being a CA, and I told her I was unsure of having an answer to that question. But I do have an answer to a question of if I regret picking the people who are alongside, and I will never change any one of them for their work ethic, their effort, their character, and enthusiasm, but overall for their trust and their support. I will always be in awe with their intelligence and will always cherish our conversations on shrimp, simple life, and people getting dumber. Thank you to Erasmus, to Kat, to Jane, to Marta, to Pranav, and Shuripto. If everything has gone to some extent well, it is because of them. If there is something that should have gone better, it is because of me. So that's my thank you speech, and now to keep going with the closing ceremony, let's have Milos for public speaking.
So, did anybody enjoy the public speaking finals? We had a wonderful 14 people who participated that you see on the screen here that I'm not going to read to you, but we were really impressed by all of the nice personal stories, funny stories, dramatic stories. If anybody missed them, I encourage you to go online and look at it. It was a wonderful final, and you should be really proud on yourselves. So that's number one. Also, I'd like to thank George, Valerie, Kimberly, and Jermaine for helping me adjudicate, and that was wonderful discussing with you. But there needs to be a winner, and here we have 5 in terms of 5 best speakers. So if I call your name, please come to the stage. You have a nice medal waiting for you, and the champion has the trophy. So 5th best place is Tessa. Can you take a picture there? Woo! 4th best speaker of the public speaking final is Chi! Woo! Great job. The 3rd best speaker, who really amazed me with wit and funniness, and also tying it into a narrative that I didn't believe it was possible at the start of the speech. Very impressive speech. Bankobi! Woo! So the runner-up, or the 2nd place, this person that made us all stand up, it's Troston! And finally, public speaking champion that really moved us with a emotional, personal story, but it also advocated for the beauty and why humanity should be spared. Amazing speech. Please welcome Maya. Thank you very much. Congratulations to everybody. It was amazing speeches. And good night. I think you will hear from me one more time, I guess.
Thank you, Milos. Now, as Claudia probably wants me to say, let's welcome Rob and Claudia for the most important competition of this tournament.
Okay, hi everyone. I will be brief and then I will pass to Rob. We just want to thank all of the speakers and all of the judges who participate in this category. Sometimes you can't be in the smartest category, you are judged and you cannot speak. So therefore, this opportunity is sometimes very funny, sometimes very enjoying. You can mix up with the new teams. Thank you so much to all of you who signed up, who bet with us for these 2 or 3 rounds. I hope people heard some good jokes, some interesting personal stories. And yeah, for more, I will pass to Rob now.
Thank you, Claudia. I want to say one more thank you, that is to Claudia for being a phenomenal person to work with on the CA team. I've known Claudia for many years, and it's always a joy to work with you.
And I thank Rob as well.
Always a joy to work with you. Thank you to the Orcom for helping us with the logistics of making the tournament work. Thank you to Etienne for helping the tab work. We had access to the world's tab site, but the certain permissions that meant we couldn't access the main tab also meant we couldn't tab the Masters tournament at times. So thank you to Etienne for all your work as well. I also want to thank the AdCore for helping us. I will note that, you know how like that meme of like, can I borrow your homework? Yeah, sure, just change it up a little bit. So on the Panama motion, they borrowed from us about whether they'd welcome Trump. I will just note that our motion balance was better on our version of the Panama motion. You want me to announce the teams for the medals? Okay. All right. It is now my joy to announce my friend, my teammate, and for the next 10 minutes, the still reigning Masters champion and chair of the Masters Grand Final panel up to welcome the teams to stage to receive their medals and to announce the winners of tonight's Masters Final. Please put your hands together for Mia Freeland.
Oh, amazing. It's just such a thrill to be here. Hi, everyone. I hope you're all killing it tonight. It's really fucking late, isn't it? I had the absolute pleasure of chairing the Masters Grand Final. If you weren't in it, I would recommend you do Masters. It's awesome. If you put Masters Grand Finalist on your CV, employers have no fucking clue what that means. And they think it's, like, incredible. So I would recommend doing it. I had so much fun judging it with my beautiful panel of judges. And the teams killed it. So come and watch it, or come and do it. I wanted to judge this year just so I could do Masters again, because I love attention. So thank God I'm up here right now. Alrighty, let's read out my panel, because it's not just about me. My panel had the lovely US Arjun Raman, Auckland James Boland, Queen K Claudia, Lara, Laura, Lucien, Nari, and my wonderful partner, Robert Barry. We had such a thrill doing the adjudication of this grand final. I would like to welcome up all of the teams in the grand final because, guys, you all get a medal, so like there's no reason not to do Masters. You're legit gonna get one of these anyway. All right, I welcome the opening government, Columbia A. Woo! I would also welcome the opening opposition, North America A. who I do think is Canada, but they chose to go by North America, which says a lot. Closing government was Australia A. And finally, closing opposition, USA A. You also get to become the A of any team if you're in Masters. So if you're from the USU and normally USUH, you get to be like USUA, which is also incredible. Alrighty, the panel eventually came to a decision. It was a 6-2-1 split, with the chair in the majority, yes. And the team that did win didn't win because of this bribe, but we expect this bribe to be repaid upon the conclusion of this ceremony. The team that was victorious in this year's Masters was team in opening opposition, North America A. And the best speaker in the Masters Grand Final, who gave me a run for my money and is making me very worried about my future career in comedy, was the DLO, Jalila. Which was unanimous.
Well done, Brett.
Okay, now back to the boring categories. Let's do our EFL best speakers. Oh, no, I am sorry. I missed a lot of things that are more important than this. The first one is, give me a sec. Okay. Each year, we give an award to recognize the best performing university at WDC. This award is appropriately named the Alfred Snider Tuna Memorial Award to commemorate the excellent work that Tuna did to advance debate. To speak about him, I am pleased to welcome on stage Helen and Justin Morgan Parmet, who were both coached by Tuna.
All right, thanks. There's so many quotes from Tuna, but what seems the most relevant in this moment, and I can almost hear him saying it right now in this room, is the world is run by those that show up. And looking at the room, we just want to start by thanking you all for showing up.
So Alfred Tuna Snider was a true debate evangelist. He was the director of the Lawrence Debate Union at the University of Vermont, for which we are now the two co-directors following in his footsteps. And he is truly one of the most influential debate educators in the world, who I'm sure many of you who have been around at least a little while probably were at some point influenced by Tuna's many debate teachings across the world.
Helen and I have a close relationship with Tuna. Not only did we both join the Lawrence Debate Union as sophomores, having no prior debate experience, and were lucky enough to be coached by Tuna. We also came back after grad school and were Tuna's colleagues, coaching under Tuna. And after all of that, I would say that we are also, or have been, family and friends with Tuna, having him give a toast at our wedding, and having him see our son grow up. And I just want to send a quick shout out to Boyana, who is also a crucial component here.
So when we first started working with Tuna, he held every year the World Debate Institute at the University of Vermont. But at that time, it was really just aspirational, that the people that attended the World Debate Institute were really just from the United States, even from the Northeast region. But later, Tuna started to travel internationally, and first to Sarajevo after the Balkan War. And that trip had a really major influence on him, as he saw that people were able to to move through the war, not necessarily through military fighting, but it really took debate, right, an argument, and people speaking to each other in order to put down their weapons and replace weapons with words.
Tuna went on to start debate societies and teach debate all across the world. And his value was one of bringing debate to those who were most excluded from its elitist origins, wanting to spread debate wherever debate was both needed and did not exist.
And I think it's important to note that Tuna pushed for debate for all as a free and open activity. He put all of his trainings up on the web, and for a long time maintained a website with all debate rounds that he videotaped early on. He really believed virulently that debate was meant to be for all, because your voice is a natural resource like the air and the water, and it's not something necessarily meant to be monetized. His goal was to help spread debate and help people find their voice to speak truth to power.
And as Helen and I have come back to the Lawrence Debate Union, our goal is to continue that legacy, to try and bring debate to where it hasn't been before. The Lawrence Debate Union is currently working with the University of Dar es Salaam in Tanzania, and over many attempts back and forth, I would like to announce to all of you that on June 7th and 8th this summer, there will be a BP debate tournament, the first one ever at the University of Dar es Salaam in Tanzania, and we hope that as many of you as possible can join.
So in that spirit as well, we invite all recipients of this award moving forward to collaborate with the University of Vermont in a similar sense. We'd love to work with you in terms of having collaborative online scrimmages and other types of exchanges. So we're very proud to be part of the legacy of Alfred Tuna Snider and congratulate this year's award recipient.
Now to announce the team, on behalf of our wonderful top team, we have Nora.
Hi. The Alfred Tuna Snider Award is given to the best ranked team at the competition that comprises of 2 speakers who have never spoken at WUDC before, who are also representing an institution that is new to WUDC or has not competed in the last 10 years. This year, the winner of the Alfred Tuna Snider Award is Wisconsin A.
Okay, now let's do our top 10 EFL speakers. Tied In ninth, with an average of 76.67, we have Mauricio López San Román. Mau. Also in ninth place with an average of 76.67, Manolo Vázquez. In eighth place, with an average of 77 speaker points, Diego Núñez del Prado. The seventh best TFL speaker with an average of 77.33 is El Ketian Tang. The sixth best EFL speaker with an average of 77.67 is Carol Yu Heng Shu. Now, tied in fourth, and also tied in my heart, with a 78.67, Jorge Godos. Also fourth, with an average of 78.67, Fernanda Crucillat Reiter.
Okay, hello. On the third spot, with an average of 79.11, please welcome from the Berlin Debating Union A, Felix Raishi. Second best EFL speaker with an average of 81.33 from Zagreb A. Please welcome Jagoda Sablic. Okay, and before we announce the best EFL speaker, I just wish to say that as someone who started my debating career at Thailand Worlds, like receiving an EFL Speaker Prize award together with Juanita, who was the best EFL speaker, I'm incredibly proud of the immense tenacity, capacity, and promise I have seen at this con from many EFL speakers, but also judges, including many of whom have judged the finals. You make me incredibly proud. With that being said, the best EFL speaker of Panama Worlds with an impressive average of 81.67 from the Zagreb powerhouse. Please welcome Petar Snider.
Hello, everyone. I will be presenting the top 10 speakers from the ESL category. All right. 10th best speaker in the ESL category. From BGUA, we have Jessica Gurevich. Awesome. Congratulations, Jessica. 9th best speaker in the ESL category. From UPenn with a total speaks of 720, an average of 80, we have Ashwin. Congratulations, Ashwin. And before I announce the last one I'm supposed to announce, as someone who was nurtured within this category, I say congratulations to all of the speakers in here. You are super incredible people for challenging all of the borders and all of the barriers which oppose you. Now, to announce the 8th best speaker in the ESL category, from UPDA with a total speaks of 723 and an average of 80.33, Bia Legaspi.
Now, to announce the joint 6th best speaker in the ESL category, with a total speaks of 732 and an average of 81.33, may we have Jagora Sablic from Zagreb A. Also joined best speaker with, again, the total speaks of 732, average of 81.33. We have Kotaro Yoshida from Tokyo A. Fifth best ESL speaker with a total speaker score of 734 and an average of 81.56. Also from Tokyo A, Nasa Tsuchiya. Fourth best ESL speaker, total speaks of 735 with an average of 81.67, Peter Snider from Zagreb A.
The third best ESL speaker with a total of 739 and an average of 82.11 from Open University A, Ayal Moore. The second best ESL speaker with a total of 742 and an average of 82.44 from Oxford A, Elena.
Because Pranav is too brown to pronounce that name correctly, it's Elena. Thank you.
Yeah, that one. And the ESL Best Speaker of Panama WDC 2025 with a total of 745 and an average of 82.78 from Open UA, Amitai Benporat.
I will be announcing the first half of your top 10 open speakers. In 10th place, with an average of 82.33, Lockie Doyle. In 9th place, with an average of 82.44, Elena Radulescu. In 8th place, with an average of 82.67, Connor Leslie Keefe. In 7th place, with an average of 82.78, Amitai Ben Parat.
In equal 5th place, with an average speaker score of 83.11, is Jack Story. You're so tall, right? The second person with the average speaker score of 83.11 is Uday Kamath. There is a three-way tie for the equal second best speaker at this tournament. The first, with an average speaker score of 83.33, is Charlie Ryan. The next person with an average speaker score of 83.33 is Ryan Lafferty. Let's just do it. The final person with an average speaker score of 83.33 is Tejas Subramaniam. And the Open Best Speaker at Panama Worlds 2025 with an average speaker score of 83.44 is Matthew Toomey. I don't want to give
Now, for the EFL finals, Council this year has amended the Constitution to award the EFL Finals Best Speaker the Bobby Andika Ritwang Award. I now invite Omar to share the values and brilliance of Bobby with us.
Hello, everyone. I know it's been a long night, and it's another memorial speech, but because it has just recently been ratified after the Vietnam Edge Corps last year introduced it, a few words should be in order. And yeah, so Bobby Andika Ruitang, for us Indonesians, that name is not just the name of a person, but it's the name of the person. Bobby, quite literally, carried the Indonesian circuit on their back. Debating wise, they were our very first ever ESL Grand Finalists in Worlds. Judging wise, they were among our first, if not many, if not the first, to have consistently represented Indonesia in the global debating stage. They were also the first Indonesian to have edge-court all majors in Australasia. They literally flew from one end of Indonesia to the other for the sake of debate proliferation in the archipelago with thousands of universities and schools, and I cannot emphasize how massive that circuit is. But if you ask anyone from Indonesia, they would know who Bobby is, no matter where they are. Bobby would have been the very first Indonesian to be appointed as an edge corps in a world-level major, that is World Schools Debating Championship. But unfortunately, mere weeks before the tournament, they left us during the harsh surge of COVID-19 Delta variant in 2021. I wish all of you who have not met them would have had the chance to, because their presence is beyond soothing, as it is more so endearing and empowering. Their passing left such a massive black hole in our hearts, Indonesians, because they have always fought for us in ways that us could only attempt to replicate. However, to Bobby, it has never just been about Indonesia. It is for us whose first language is not English. For us who are constantly told that examples that we use in our speeches are too extreme. For us who have to bear the cringe of people giving arguments that generalize us, saying that we are not educated, we are not as, deserving of the global stage or whatnot. For us who have to work twice as hard in order to be listened to, in order to get the seat on the table. For us who have to, for some reason, fulfill a higher threshold of burden fulfillment and have to have other people fighting just to make sure that we are heard. For us who are constantly told that our structure needs more work in order for us to make sense. Bobby understands all of this, and Bobby would never leave all of us behind until they did. They were always present at every council meetings to make sure that there will be no proposed amendments that would put EFL speakers at disadvantage. But our language identity is heavily intertwined with our regional and national identity as well. And Bobby would also not let that slide. They would fight with the most EPL of chairs if the latter did not credit the EFL or ESL teams in the room and managed to convince the latter that, hey, the EFL or ESL speakers actually did most of the legwork to prove that what they are saying can actually work in the debate. And it's sad that it requires like one person to see that there are structural barriers that us non-EPL speakers, especially EFL speakers, are facing. Bobby would strive for our representation, and they would continuously do so until they couldn't anymore, at least physically. I will end this shortly. Bobby once tweeted that they do not wish to be mourned. They wish to be celebrated. They wish to be remembered fondly. And what other better ways to do so than immortalizing their legacy through this award? To close this off, I wanted to let people know that Bobby was born on December 31st, and given they were at almost every Worlds, if not all, because for some reason they would dedicate their life only to debating. Prior to their passing, in-person Worlds have always been an avenue for their friends and loved ones to celebrate their birthday. And now, Indonesia, and I can proudly say EFL speakers are grateful for the debating community that it's not just their birthday that we celebrate at Worlds, but also what they have done, what they are, and what they represent. Thank you.
Now, to announce our EFL champion and the best EFL speaker of Grand Finals, let's call Xiao Kelu, who was joined in the panel by Geneva, Isabella, Matt, Robert, Roshtun, Ruth, Simon, and Minami. XK? Not here? Geneva? Geneva is coming.
All right. Okay, in the EFL final, we had the following teams who we welcome on stage. In opening government, Rosario D. In opening opposition, USPDA. In closing government, TECCEMM. I'm sorry. I apologize for that butchering. And in closing opposition, Binus A. Okay. Yeah. Right. After what was an excellent debate where all teams were thoroughly considered, the panel ultimately came to a unanimous decision. And the winner of the EFL final of WUDC 2025 is the team in closing opposition, Binus. And finally then, the Bobby and Dika Rutong Award for the Best
speaker in the AFL final goes to the Member of Opposition, Jennifer Marcelinson.
Now for our ESL finals. The ESL finals best speaker is awarded the Sadiq Ayinde Award to celebrate the life of Sadiq Ayinde, who overcame many barriers and reached the ESL finals of WDC.
In presenting this award, I'd like to say a number of things about Sadiq Ayinde. I met Sadiq as a debater at Asia Pacific University in Malaysia. He was the single biggest reason I decided to give debating a shot. With time, he went from being just that fellow Nigerian dude in the debate society that helped make it welcoming, to becoming a long-lasting debate partner and, more importantly, a friend. His ever lively presence was always one to look forward to. Sadiq was a mentor to younger debaters in the debate society and an encouragement, especially to international debaters within the Asian debating circuit. Sadiq was the most chill dude you could ever find. It didn't matter what the problem was that I was talking to him about, his response would usually be, "Dude, it's fine." He would say it with so much conviction that sometimes I would stop to think that maybe he's right. Now as a debater, that was sometimes the hardest thing to accept and frustrating to hear. But as much as he was competitive, the experience also mattered. And in hindsight, he was ultimately right, because when I look back, I realize that the moments were more important than the wins, and the trophies that actually matter are the memories collected over the years that we spent debating. He would rise to the top of the debating circuit in spite of language and immigration barriers, breaking at countless tournaments, getting to the finals of many, including the WUDC ESL finals, and even winning some. This despite, quote, not being understood by judges in way too many rounds, or not being able to attend a tournament due to immigration restrictions, or being discounted just based off perception even before the round begins. He was very much equipped with that fighting spirit and refused to let all that deter him. However, as most well-meaning members of the debating circuit would agree, the extra efforts of resilience, while commendable, are ultimately an unnecessary burden and part of the process of properly celebrating his legacy, as well as that of many other debaters with similar struggles, must include a process of continuous acknowledgement and readiness to chip at the problem of exclusion. Sadly, Sadiq isn't here with us today, but his memory definitely is one that, for all of his friends, all of the debaters who came across him, is one that definitely lives and is remembered to this day. Thank you.
To announce the Sadiq Ayinde Award and to announce the ESL champions, I call Ashish Kumar, who judged alongside Jordan, Claudia, Natalia, Youngwoo, Robert, Tene, Umar, and George.
Great. All right, can I just check to make sure that all the teams here and invite them on stage as well? One nice feature of the final, which we judged, which we all thought was a lovely debate, was that 3 of the teams representing the institutions in the final for the very first time. So the first of those 3 teams is the team we had in opening government, Ben Gurion A. Can you please come on stage? In opening opposition, we had Ljubljana A, also in the finals for the first time. In closing government, we had IIT Bombay A in the finals for the second time, if I understand correct. And in closing opposition, we had the Beijing Foreign Studies University also in the final for the very first time. But I think it's the first ever team from mainland China to be in the final. All right, well, we're still waiting for, yes, we're still waiting for one team, okay, good. All right, my panel and I had a very nice discussion. I think it was something of a model in how to have a very clean, very efficient, and very comprehensive, and ultimately very unanimous decision. And that decision was that the ESL champions of Panama WDC 2025 are the team in opening opposition, Ljubljana A. And the best speaker of the final was the deputy leader of the opposition, David Safran.
Now, to announce the Open champion of this year's WDC, I call Milos Marjanovic, who judged alongside Alice, Dennis, Erasmus, Jack, Martha, Max, Paula, and Omar. Great!
What do I need? Okay. Thank you all. Now let's introduce the teams that were there. So warm welcome So let's do it like this. Who rooted for opening government? Bates, say! A lot of people, okay. Then in opening opposition, who rooted for CDP? Close, maybe a bit more. And in closing government, who rooted for Dartmouth A? Okay, popular vote so far. And then finally, last but not least, who rooted for Oxford C? Also strong. Yeah, you can stay there. It's fine. So, I'd like to thank my panelists for a very nice and productive discussion. It was a detailed discussion, and I know you all blame us for adjudicating an hour and a half, but it's warranted for such a competitive finals, so thank you for very nice finals. We did not reach a unanimous decision, and now you say, ooh. On a 7-2 split with the chair in the majority, the champions of Panama Worlds 2025 is the team in closing government.
Okay, and with this, Panama WDC 2025 comes to a close. Thank you everyone for joining us. Job is done. Have fun. Great.